No matter what level you're at, $0 a month, $100,000 a month, $1 million a month, we all want to be someone higher. We all want to keep progressing. And at every single stage, you're going to have subconscious limiting beliefs. They're ankle weights that you can't even see holding you back from manifesting. No matter where you come from, it's always something to work through. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to destroy them, reprogram your mind so that you can manifest the life that you want, create your reality in real time. So step one, we need awareness. But the question is, how? So we need to develop awareness of the limiting beliefs. Because most people, believe it or not, have no idea they exist. They're completely ignorant to the fact that they have all of this subconscious shit laying around, dragging them back down from living the life they want and creating the reality. So how do we create awareness? There's a couple really easy exercises so that you can instantly start to get awareness of your limiting beliefs so that we can reprogram your mind. Boom, boom, boom. The first one is meditation. And I want you to meditate, close your eyes, and envision you living the life that you want to live, right? The reality that you want to create. What this is going to do is it's going to cause your subconscious mind to have what we call flare-ups. It's going to have a flare-up and say, this isn't possible because of this, you don't deserve this because of this. You're innately going to feel these things typically in your heart center, in your gut center. You're going to feel these intuitive feelings of your subconscious limiting beliefs coming up. And obviously you'll get to a point where you don't, but until we reprogram you, these things are going to come up. Like you're naturally going to, like you're going to feel a little anxious. You're going to feel like, it's going to be limiting beliefs, subconscious shit that's holding you back. And when you do this process, is it fear? Is it worry? Whatever comes to mind, process it. Gain awareness of whatever that feeling is for you, because we need awareness to uproot it. Another really good exercise as well is to write down all of your limiting beliefs that you felt in your meditation, that you feel when you say your affirmations. When you do these exercises, it's going to come up. Write them all down. After you write them down, and this could be like an example of a limiting belief, if you're not familiar, is like, I don't feel worthy of being a millionaire, or I was told money doesn't always grow on trees and it's really hard. Whatever it is, I even want to stop saying them because like the word's that powerful. And so you'll write all of this stuff down. For every limiting programmed belief that you have in your subconscious, you're going to write 3 empowering ones and just consistently do that process because we have to reprogram you through repetition. Think of it this way. Can you get good at anything if you don't do repetition, if you don't practice? Of course not, right? Everything takes repetition. If you want to get good at something, if you want to become a master, it's 10,000 hours, right? All of these things are true in every facet of life. So if you want to be a master of your beliefs, of your thoughts, of your own mind, it takes repetition, right? It takes doing the meditations on a daily basis. It takes writing in your journal consistently and programming your mind over time. That's how you get good. But at least we can get good. So that's how we develop awareness of what the hell is coming to the surface. Like, what do we have from our family? What do we have from our upbringing? What trauma do we have from our childhood? Like, all this stuff has to come to the surface, okay? Now that we have awareness, let's question the root cause. Because we have to understand where these things came from, right? So you'll have a flare-up. Let's say you have a subconscious flare. And the flare-up is, money doesn't grow on trees. Now we need to understand the root cause of this. Because if we don't understand the root cause, it limits our ability to understand and get rid of the belief. It's kind of like a disease, right? It's like, where did this come from? Oh, well, I was eating poorly. That's the root cause, right? And so when we understand the root cause, it gives us more information. It gives us more of a broader perspective on how to clear these things out. Because let's go back to the money one. Let's say you have really bad limiting beliefs around money. And you do some digging, you do some soul searching, some journaling, and it clicks that this is what you heard from your family growing up. This is what you heard from your parents growing up because they also had these limiting beliefs. Maybe they had it hard, whatever the case is. And so now we understand the root cause of why you even had this belief to begin with. Oh, it's because my parents kept saying this when I was a kid. Interesting. So now we have a situation where we have to be at peace. If you get limiting beliefs from family, from friends, from circumstances, etc., it's very normal to feel certain negative emotions attached to those events. Like resentment, right? Like not envy, but typically resentment, or you're upset, or etc. because they gave you these bad beliefs. Like that's a very normal reaction. Like, oh, come on, Dad. Like, why did you give me these bad beliefs, or whatever the case. And so when we develop the root cause, we have to be at peace with the fact that that happened, and they are who they are because that's just how they are, right? And they haven't gone through this process, and so they have beliefs because they just have beliefs and they haven't cleared them out. We have to become at peace with our past. Because any negative feeling you have, present, future, past, is going to hold you back. Resentment is really going to hold you back. And we don't want that, right? Because they didn't know any better. They didn't see my YouTube. I'm just kidding. But they didn't know any better. So we have to become at peace with the root cause of our past, of why we had these limiting beliefs. Okay, now we know what they are. We know where they came from. How do we reprogram our mind? How do we really get these purged out, have new beliefs, so that we can be off to the races running? That's the third step. Reprogramming the beliefs. And this goes back to the first point I said, which is repetition. And the key in terms of reprogramming is a couple different things. Faith cannot be understated. The power of faith is so powerful. You need to open your mind and have faith and belief that you can, right? That this makes sense, that you actually can reprogram your beliefs, which you absolutely, I'm here to tell you, you can. And so you need faith that, first off, this is attainable, right? You just have to practice, you have to do certain behaviors, but you absolutely can. And so let's talk about the behaviors and the actions and the exercises you can do on a daily basis to get rid of these beliefs. The most powerful one, typically, is there's 3 ways you test faith. There's 3 ways you test faith. There's 3 actions you do to test faith. It's your words, your thoughts, your actions. Okay? When we're talking about words, and let's go through each one. And I'm going to write that down. Okay? Words. And this is how you reprogram your mind in general, but for, just this video, it's limiting beliefs. Words, thoughts, actions. Because, let me tell you something. It's very easy to see a video like this and do it for a day, right? It's very easy to have an energetic, inspired feeling for a day. But sustaining this when times get hard is where real faith comes in. That's where you have the winners, the real winners that can overcome anything because they can sustain it in the worst of times. And it's just a stress test of faith. But let's talk about words first. So words would be affirmations. They would be things you say in your mind, but more importantly, you want to say them audibly. And so we want to reprogram our limiting beliefs, like the ones that we wrote down, with empowering beliefs in I am present tense. Okay, I am blank, I am blank, I am blank. And you want to say them with energy and enthusiasm. How you say the words is very important. Energy, excitement, that feeling, right? You can sing and dance. You can get really theatrical. You can use your tonality. Very important. The state you say your words in is so important. Say them all the time. In the car, in the shower. What program your mind. The more repetition you do, the more reps you get, the better you become faster. It's true with anything. You want to be a great basketball player, you need to shoot a ton of shots. Get the reps in, and it's free. Like saying these things is completely free. It's at your own free will. You can do them whenever you want. Thoughts is going to be something that comes over time, because right now, when things get hard, you're instantly going to go to your intuitive thoughts of garbage, right? Of your limiting beliefs. And so we have to program our thoughts by having awareness when the bad thoughts come in to just reprogram, right? And we can command that with new empowering thoughts and awareness. And they're going to come out very sneaky, like, let me give you an example. Thoughts in the subconscious mind can be very deceptive, very sneaky. You could maybe be, you could be tested, right? And so in this scenario, you can be tested where, let's say you want to invest in a program. And you can kind of afford it, kind of not. And your thoughts come in about all these limiting beliefs, and they scare you away, right? But you can, in the moment, you could say, well, these are valid reasons, and I have this to pay. It was your thoughts of your past beliefs coming in as fear. They just cloak themselves as excuses. So we need to gain better awareness of our thoughts so that we can say, nope, I'm not buying into that. Nope, nope, nope. This is my new belief system. And actions. There's a ton of ways to do different actions. Of course, meditation is fantastic, like I mentioned. Journaling is fantastic, like I mentioned. Meditation. Handwriting is going to get sloppy. Journaling. But there's also different actions in real life to stress test faith. So let's go back to the money thing. Let's say you have that limiting belief from way back when, money doesn't grow on trees, etc. Prove to yourself it does by giving and spending money, and that you can make it back. That's a small example of a powerful action that's going to show the faith of your new belief system, right? Because the new person of you, the new beliefs, the person that has all these empowering beliefs is not going to be afraid to spend money. They're not going to be afraid to get something nicer. They're not going to be afraid to invest X amount of money into their business to grow and have this massive level of expansion. So when you stretch this with real life action, you can quantum leap fast, because that is the testament of faith. It's easy to say things, right? It's a little bit harder to think things, but it's really difficult for some people to really put your money where your mouth is and actually show it in real action. Go spend the money, make it back. Prove that these limiting beliefs were garbage. Prove that you're this new, enhanced person. And so when you have awareness of them, you can identify the root cause and become at peace with what happened and why your beliefs are the way they are. And then you can reprogram your beliefs. You can fast track your manifestation. And if you want some free mindset courses, check out the link below. And I'll also include the application to work with me one-on-one. I only work with very established founders, but if that's you, would love to chat and see how I can help you.